Hey, welcome to this video. I have here your pricing for a review of Book Profits. I'll go over how it works, give you my 2 cents, whether I think it's a good use of your time. And if you'd like my free training on the number one simplest, fastest way to earn a full-time income from home, you can click the link below. You'll see my email opt-in page. Enter your best email. I can send you my free training if you want. Book Profits, let's dive in. So what this is, it's a program that's going to teach you how to do book arbitrage on Amazon. I'm sure you're all familiar with Amazon. And so you'd be buying low and selling the books for a higher price, and you'd earn whatever the difference is. That's your profit. And he gives an example in his webinar where he buys a science textbook for $11.52, sells it for $174, and then after Amazon fees, the profit is around $130. So now, how would you find these books? Well, you'd use their custom software. You'll punch in, different variables like the maximum price you're willing to spend, the minimum that it's expected to sell for, how quickly copies of the book are selling, have sold recently, and then the software would churn out pages and pages of books that you can just go and grab and sell. Now, a lot of the results are textbooks you'll find, which makes sense, like science textbooks, kind of like these, because there are textbooks that are quite expensive compared to regular old books. I don't think people really read regular books anymore. Not all of them are textbooks, though. You won't be married to any one type of book or any one niche. It's more about profit margins. That's what you care about. And you can sell multiple copies of the same book. He goes through that in his webinar as well. Like he found 19 copies of this particular science book that was where he thought the profit margins made sense, where he would buy and sell it. And so you get the software. That's a big part of this program. You also get training videos, access to the private community where you can bounce ideas off other students, and coaching calls. And the main method he teaches is what I just mentioned, finding books on Amazon that other people are selling. Not by manually searching, but using the software. And these books aren't selling on Prime, the ones you're buying. And then you'll buy them from these third-party sellers. You'll go turn around and sell them on Amazon Prime. Now, if you don't know what Amazon Prime is, apparently it just basically means it's going to be shipped, packaged, and labeled in Amazon's warehouses as opposed to someone's house. And when it has that Prime logo, it just makes people trust it more, and they're willing to spend more money, apparently. So, like, he gives a stat, like 80% of Amazon shoppers won't buy anything that's not Prime. So I don't know if that's true, but that's the stat he gives. Now, the second strategy he teaches is called the snake in the grass method, because no one knows about it. So sometimes you can find books where you could just trade into Amazon. You could use Amazon's trade-in program. And that way you won't have to go to a third-party seller. You can just buy it and then turn around and sell it directly to Amazon. And it just saves you a lot of hassle. And the shipping is free. And it's really easy to do. But you won't always find those sort of opportunities. But it is a second way to sell that he teaches. Now, the only con with the trade-in option is you can only redeem for Amazon gift cards, not actual money. So. Now, the price of Book Profits is not cheap. It's going to be around $3,500, but you'll need to book a call with them and confirm that. Don't quote me on that price. So $3,500 and then a monthly fee of $297. That'll give you continued access to the software. All in all, so what are the pros and cons of this training? The pros are it's a unique business model. A lot of courses teach, Amazon FBA, but they don't teach book arbitrage, which is what you'd be doing. So that's kind of cool. And now lots of student testimonials too. He gives, one of his students is earning $50,000 to $60,000 a month. Another student earned $6,700. So in revenue. And then, so these are revenue figures, but the profit margins he's saying are between 50 and 60%. So half that basically, if you just want to go by profit. And the other pros are you don't need a website, you don't need a sales funnel, you don't need to do videos like I'm doing now, you don't need no email marketing. He says no real marketing skills. I don't know if that's true necessarily. But the cons, there are several cons, I would say. So the cons are, I guess we're not doing that. I had a big list, but I'll just tell you what the cons are. I'm worried that this might get saturated pretty quickly because lots of students are going to be using the same software, buying the same books, and also I don't think the demand is that high either. I think it's going to decrease over time as the population ages. There's less need for textbooks, and I know more people are going to university, a higher percentage, but I think it's going to be less and less as the years go by, and more people find out about it. So I just worry about it getting saturated for those reasons. The other con is the profit margins. I don't think are going to be as high as what he's saying, because you look at what these books are selling for. It's not nearly, in hundreds of dollars. He makes it sound all the books will sell for that much, and that's just not true. It's quite rare to find a book on here where you can buy it for $11 and go ahead and sell something for hundreds of dollars. It doesn't make sense. Otherwise, why would people sell it for $11, right? So the other so I think the profit margins are going to be very slim. I know with traditional e-commerce, the profit margins are between 10 and 20%, traditional Amazon FBA. So I don't see this being much better. And you also need to spend money on advertising because just because you list something on Amazon organically doesn't mean people are going to find your listing. So that's another thing to worry about. Also, it's a very complicated business model, I think, very hands-on, not passive, not as passive as he's making it sound at least. So yes, the software will help, but it's not foolproof. It still needs a human mind behind it to make the strategy work. I hope that makes sense. And it's a very complicated business model. You'd be creating listings, having to make sure the reviews are good, make sure, handle logistics, customer service, any customer complaints, maybe shipping is taking too long, something like that. It's your book you're selling, so you're going to be responsible for that. And it's just a lot. So not my favorite business model, but if you want to go down this route of book arbitrage, this might be a course worth checking out. Now, if you like what I think is a much better, simpler, faster, just more beginner-friendly way to earn money from home, you can click that link below. You'll see my email opt-in. Enter your best email. I can send you my free training if you want. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this review. Hope to see you on the other side. Sorry about that hiccup where I closed the window, but I hope you have a great day. Bye.